So make sure you find yourself a comfortable seat. I want to start by saying that if at any point in the meditation you become uncomfortable, please feel free to move. This is not a time where you need to feel restrained or restricted. If your body hurts, move. That's totally okay. So we'll begin our meditation with the sound of 3 bells. We'll also end our meditation with the sound of 3 bells. So if there are periods of silence, that's just lovely silence. So as long as you feel comfortable, you can allow the eyes to close. And if it feels uncomfortable in your body to close your eyes, you can gaze just straight ahead, a couple feet in front of your face. And we'll allow the sound of the bells to bring us into the present moment. So as the sound of the bells fades, we'll come into this moment together by taking a breath in, inhaling deeply if you can, and slowly filling the lungs. Exhaling and slowly relaxing and letting go. We'll do this again, inhaling, consciously extending the length of the breath, filling the lungs, and exhaling, calming, settling your energy and your mind here into this moment. And one more time together, we'll inhale, taking a long breath in, perhaps pausing with a full lung, and exhaling slowly, letting go, letting go. And take a moment just to notice the sense of presence here. Perhaps the mind is a little more aware of the body, of the feeling of sitting. And we'll bring our awareness to the posture of the body in space. The feeling of the sit bones pressing into the cushion or the ground. The erectness of the spine. Allowing for a sense of rest and alertness. It can be skillful as we move into a state of presence to consciously soften those areas of tension in the body. Often I like to start with the eyes, allowing the eyebrows and the forehead to soften. This space where we carry so much tension from our complex thoughts. Allowing the space between the brows to be long. Perhaps feeling the root of the tongue heavy in the mouth. top of the tongue pressing into the roof of the mouth, allowing the jaw to relax down and release. Both of these actions of softening at the eyes and at the mouth, allowing those facial muscles to release. And perhaps bringing a small sense of a smile at the eyes, a gentle turning up at the corners of the mouth. We'll come down into our heart space, taking a moment to really check in here, perhaps asking quite genuinely, how is my heart? Perhaps it's been a while since we've checked in. Maybe noticing a sense of openness or feeling of closed. Maybe a tenderness or an ease. And again, bringing that sense of a smile here to the heart. Not to cover up anything that might be here, but rather making space for what is. As that feeling of a smile pervades the heart space, this allows for a natural opening in the shoulders as well. See if you can sense that dropping down in a way that comes from the opening of the chest. I sometimes sense this as ice melting in the hot Georgia sun, allowing the shoulders to melt down away from the ears. Noticing the hands resting however they are, either gently in the lap, perhaps they're clasped together. Allowing the hands, like the body, to be at ease. No need to grasp or control. Nothing to hold on to. As we release the tension in the hands, seeing if we can feel the hands from the inside out. Becoming aware of the subtle energies, perhaps a tingling, a wafting, a waving, or a pulsing. And again, noticing the openness in the chest. We make space in the spine and in the belly. And see if in this next breath We can allow the inhale to come with a soft belly. This inhale, softening. And now this one. Feel the sit bones pressing into the earth. Bring our awareness into the legs, the muscles of the thighs and the upper legs. Perhaps there's a sense of warmth from the hands resting on the lap. We can become aware of the knees, the shins and the calves, the places the legs make contact with one another. Coming all the way down through the ankles into the feet and into the toes. Again, seeing if we can connect with the feeling of the body from the inside out. Because this space of awareness is so vast, we'll expand this, narrowing all the way from the feet to include the whole body, back up the legs, through the hips and the torso, the arms, shoulders, throat, all the way through the face to the crown of the head. Bringing in the full sensational experience of the body. Noticing the breeze as it touches the skin. Noticing the sounds that exist around you. In this playful river of sensation, we can be aware of the rising and falling of sounds, how they come up naturally and dissipate away. They're impersonal. And perhaps here in this space of noticing, we can step a little deeper and begin to notice that which notices. Allowing our field of sensation to remain in the foreground, we can also be aware of our own presence in the background. This silent examiner. This presence that is always with us. If you find that your mind has taken you away to some foreign land, traveling down a stream of thought to the past or to the future, just notice. And as soon as you become aware of that thought, that drifting, know that you've already returned, making the choice to come back to the present with a sense of curiosity, with a genuine openness and welcoming, perhaps asking yourself, what's here? What is there in this moment? It can be skillful to return with a narrowed awareness, perhaps coming back to the feeling of the breath, the sensation of the air in the nostrils, or the rise and fall of the chest and belly. Perhaps we come back to the pleasantness of the smile at the eyes and the mouth and the heart. And we could make this choice 1,000 times in one sit, getting lost in thought and choosing kindly and compassionately to come back, to welcome yourself back home, home to your own presence, to your own truth of what it feels like in each moment to be alive. To have breath, to have sound, to have touch, in your own softness, perhaps even becoming aware of the play of light behind the eyes. As we sit in this open field of sensation, continuing to let go of control. There's no need to control our experience or to force it to be something that it's not. Even as pain arises in the body, noticing that there's space for that experience. Noticing that just like the arising and falling away of sounds, that our feelings, our body sensations come and go. They, like the breath, are always changing. It's only our minds that give them constancy. Just as we can be aware of sounds, so we can be aware of the silence between the sounds. The stillness between the movement in our bodies. The pause between the exhale and the beginning of each new inhalation. The more we take the time to sit, to be still, the more aware we can become of the aliveness in our stillness. The constant play of sensation in the body. We can become curious observers of our own experience. And as our minds take us on distant journeys, each time we make the choice to come back to the present, to investigate our experience, we begin creating a habit of being here that carries with us off the cushion and into our lives. We become aware of our own connection to ourselves. The constant presence of our breath. And our own ability to come home to ourselves, to our own presence in any moment, by simply slowing down. By stopping our endless pursuit of getting somewhere else and noticing what it feels like to be right here. In these last few moments, I want to offer the experience of moving beyond our own connections to ourselves and expanding our awareness out to the space that surrounds us. Expanding your own energy out. Noticing the energy of the people around you. Noticing the energy of the earth beneath you, the trees above you. Hearing the sounds of the city around us. And perhaps Becoming aware of both how big and how small each one of us is. How intimately connected our lives are, our choices, even the decisions that brought us here today. How our stillness has affected those around us. And I'd like to offer your own ability to come back to this home, to this connection in every moment. To know that as you sit in your car in Atlanta traffic, you have the ability to feel your feet in your shoes, your hands on the steering wheel, in the same way that you can feel your feet now in contact with one another or the earth, your hands resting gently on your lap. You can notice the sounds of traffic as we notice the sounds of the park around us. We can remain curious, interested, and involved in our own lives in each moment. Awake from the inside out. Home no matter where we are. You can allow your eyes to gently blink open. Thank you all so much for being here, for contributing time and energy to be with yourselves and to be with all of us. I appreciate you. I'm sure everyone else appreciates your energy here as well. Thank you so much. Namaste.